Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing all the Democrat deep state crimes. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I get this weird feeling as if Leticia James and Fani Willis know something that I don't. It's almost as if they act that they know there's going to be no consequences for their actions. You know, the sort of taunting manner that they speak with, their condescending approach to being challenged, it's almost as if they know that they could do whatever they want. As long as it fits the partisan party narrative, they'll never be held to account, almost as if they can operate with impunity and laugh in our faces when challenged or questioned. And you know, speaking of questions, the question that I'm asking myself is, how can they get away with this, not just within the framework of the legal system, or rather the state or county legal system, but rather how can they get away with this in the court of public opinion? You know, how can Leticia James get away with lying so blatantly? That's the question we're asking in this video. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright friends, so we asked the question, how exactly can Leticia James get away with it? What I'm referring to specifically is this.
The President of the United States has complained that I'm engaging in some sort of political witch hunt, that I've got some personal vendetta against him, that I campaigned against him. That is not true.
Leticia James claims that she never said any of it. She never campaigned on going after Donald Trump. She doesn't have a personal vendetta against him. No, Leticia James is just following the facts where they lead her. She's a neutral arbiter of justice as the top cop in New York State. Yeah, okay, sure. You know, there's only one problem with that. And of course that issue is we've been collecting the receipts for months, if not years at this point. Leticia James has the audacity to make that claim during a primetime news interview, but of course, there's the facts.
Illegitimate president who sits in the White House.
That president, because he's not my president, he's an illegitimate president. His days are numbered. His days are numbered.
We've got to get ready to mobilize, and we've got to get ready to agitate and irritate until victory is won, but more importantly, until Trump is defeated. We will all rise up and resist this man, and ultimately we'll bring him down. This illegitimate president, I'm going to give you the same level of respect that you gave to President Obama, and that is absolutely no respect at all. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. And the days of Donald Trump are numbered. Lock him up. Lock him up. What? Lock him up. What? Lock him up. What? Lock him up.
You see exactly what I mean when I say these people feel as though they can simply lie with impunity, right? It's almost as if they're operating with this understanding that there is in fact a two-tiered system of justice. There's political persecution for enemies of the Democrat Party, and then of course, protection from the judicial system if you're a Democrat. Or as Kathy Hochul put it in the transcript that we read yesterday, if you're not Donald Trump, you don't have to worry about being illegitimately persecuted by the state for generic business practices. No, that standard only applies to Donald Trump. In other words, it only applies to the DNC's top enemies. They're admitting it right to you. They're telling you. They're either telling you that their justice system is corrupt, openly celebrating it, that there's a standard of justice for Trump and then there's a standard of justice for other people, or they're blatantly lying to your face, like we proved with Leticia James, telling you there's no political ambition, no political motivation, when there clearly is and it's all documented. Leticia James literally addressed the American public and said, I never said those things, when she's literally on video saying those exact things, not only once, but on multiple occasions. It's a sort of flaunting of corruption. Look at what we can do. Look at how powerful we are. But most importantly, it's a threat. What they're telling the world is, if you go against us, we will destroy you. If you attempt to create a grassroots political movement that works against the interest of the deep state, we will mobilize the justice system to destroy you and anyone around you. It's so obvious that that's the case here. Everything about this Trump fraud trial is unprecedented. Leticia James even had to use a special law that essentially allowed her to fine Trump whatever the hell she wanted, regardless of whether or not there were damages. It makes absolutely no sense. The powerful New York law that finally brought Trump to book. In investigating the former president, New York's Attorney General relied on legislation passed at the behest of one of her Republican predecessors, Jacob Javits. You know, the TLDR is that they used this obscure New York law that allowed them to basically define their own damages in the case, and then arbitrarily just slap a number, $355 million, just cuz. I mean, completely unprecedented stuff, not to mention, I don't think any real estate developer has ever been charged in fraud for embellishing the worth of their real estate portfolio. But what's most unprecedented, and again, more proof of this two-tiered justice system, is how they've structured the appeals process. I mean, this is the most absurd part. Renowned legal scholar Jonathan Turley wrote an article, Pay to Play. Trump faces a staggering cost for appeal. In the wake of the massive judgment against Donald Trump, many in New York are celebrating the prospect that the former president could be forced to sell off his property just to be able to appeal the $355 million judgment against him. While Trump has good grounds to object to this excessive fine, he still has to come up with close to $500 million just to make his arguments to the New York Court of Appeals. In order to file an appeal, the court requires a deposit for the full amount of damages or bond covering the full amount. Even with escrow options, the call for cash or collateral can be enough to put some executives in the fetal position. In other words, if Trump even wants to appeal the decision here, he needs to put $355 million deposited in full into an account just to appeal. That's why they set the number so high. The goal is to destroy him. They want to force him to have to sell some of his properties. Obviously, Trump's a real estate guy. He probably doesn't have $355 million sitting in cash. He's got it in assets. So now he's either got to pull it out of his buildings and I guess restructure the financing, or he's got to sell off a property entirely in order to come up with the cold hard cash to be able to appeal the decision. He's got to come up with $355 million just because they use this obscure law to slap that big of a number, even though, again, as I repeat myself, there were no actual damages in this case. He paid the banks in full, and the banks even came back wanting to give him more money, more massive loans, because they viewed him as a high-profile client. You know, again, I'm trying to reconcile the whole thing. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. If you don't have damages, where the frick did the $355 million come from? Did Leticia James calculate that Donald Trump enriched himself illegitimately by $355 million, therefore we're going to take the money? You know, that seems to be the logic here. It's absolutely despicable. Donald Trump made some good business deals, and he got the bank to loan him what we view as too much money. Therefore, we're taking it away from him. That sounds like Banana Republic crap. That's what really happened here. And in my view, it's not even a debate. Kind of taking me back to the intro question. Who is buying this stuff? Who's watching this? Taking Leticia James's side. If you look at the actual facts, if you look at what they're claiming, it makes absolutely no sense. And obviously, Leticia James cannot be trusted. As proven in this video, Leticia James is a liar. She is the real con artist, not Donald Trump. She's the one frauding the American public with this garbage case with all of these totally dishonest claims. Leticia James is a partisan, a proven liar, and any just legal system would throw this verdict out on appeal without very much challenge. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.